To start it right, we have to start with dried beans.
Okay.
So I have a cup of dried red kidney beans that I've already soaked in a quart of cold water for at least 8 hours, although you can go up to 24 if you like. It's important to not skip that step because soaking the beans softens the skins, and that's going to let the beans cook more evenly and keep the skins intact as they cook. So we'll add these. I've already drained them. We'll add them to a large saucepan. The whole backbone of this recipe is this really intensely flavored cooking liquid. And we'll start with 3 cups of chicken broth.
Okay.
And then I have 1 14-ounce can of coconut milk. And that's obviously going to give us some richness, but it's also going to give us that really distinctive flavor.
Nice.
I have 2 scallions here. I'll just trim those and then give them a nice slice. I'm going to slice these thinly. And then I'm also going to add 4 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
I'm just going to give these a rough chop. This is going to have some really potent flavor, but it's not going to be overly garlicky.
Okay.
I've got 10 sprigs of thyme. I have a Scotch bonnet chili here.
Little spice.
It's got a little spice, but it's a fruity heat.
Sure is.
And you could sub a habanero for this if you don't have one, but we're going to put it in whole. So just kind of like adding whole garlic cloves to something, it's going to give us a more subtle hit of that heat than if we chopped it. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice berries. I'm also adding 2 teaspoons of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper.
Okay.
Now I'm just going to bring this up to a boil over high heat. Well, I see some bubbling action right now. So now it's important to have a tight fitting lid. So we're going to cover this, reduce the heat to medium-low.
Okay.
And we'll let this cook gently for anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour until the beans are tender.
Nice and soft.
Yes.
Okay.
Bridget, it's been a little over 45 minutes, and the beans have been simmering gently.
Smells like heaven in here.
I think we're ready to check these.
That's a good test.
They're good already. So now I'm going to strain the beans into this fine mesh strainer that I have set over an 8-cup measuring cup, or you could use a large bowl. So this step is going to do 2 things. First, it's going to give me a chance to pick through all of this and get rid of the aromatics that we don't need anymore. So those thyme sprigs that added all that flavor, and also that Scotch bonnet chili. I can also put the beans back into the pot now.
Okay.
And measure out the cooking liquid. So we want 3.5 cups of cooking liquid.
Okay. Look at that.
Oh, that's perfect. If you don't have the exact amount, you can just top it off with some water.
Okay.
So we'll add this to the pot. Now we can add the rice. I have 2 cups of long grain white rice that I've already rinsed really thoroughly. So we'll add the rice to the pot. We got 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And we'll add that to the pot, and that's just going to give us some more flavor and some more richness.
Yes.
Now I'm going to bring this back up to a rolling boil.
Okay.
Looks like we're boiling, Bridget.
Yeah, we are.
We want to make sure we have a really tight seal so that that rice cooks, because we got that perfect ratio, like you said. So a little added insurance, I'm going to put a piece of foil over the top of the pot before I put my lid on. I'm going to turn the heat down to low, and we're going to let this cook for 20 minutes. After that, I'm going to remove the whole operation from the heat and let it sit for another 10 minutes to rest.
Okay, gotcha.
The rice is cooked and it's been resting off the heat for 10 minutes.
Okay.
I think we're ready.
I hope we're ready.
Okay. You can see that everything's kind of settled and there's still a little bit of stuff on the top, so now we got to go in and fluff.
Okay.
Grab a fork.
Oh, wow.
See, all of that rice is cooked.
Oh, Oh, that smells so good.
Right?
It's so aromatic. Beautifully separated grains of rice there.
Right?
The rice and the beans are perfectly cooked. That's the first thing I noticed, because oftentimes the beans will still be hard or the rice will be too mushy. This is gorgeous. They're both nice and creamy. If you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, try our digital all-access membership, where you can stream every season of Cook's Country anytime. Scan the QR code or head over to cookscountry.com to sign up for a free trial. And let's make something great together.